So I put in from 3:30 to 4:10. I'm going to try and keep it around 30 minutes and then give time for questions. So yeah, it looks like we are recording now, so we're good on that. So welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Tyler Shaven. I'm the instructional technology trainer here for Omaha Public Schools, and my primary role is training teachers how to use instructional tools. So that's kind of how I have come into dealing with Canvas. So for starters, let's share my screen here and we will get started. Today's session is all about tips and tricks in Canvas. So what I wanted to do was show some things that I wish I had known when I first started using Canvas, just because it can make your life easier as you're building content in your courses. So for starters, people can't hear me. How about now? Is there anybody that can hear me?
I can hear you, Tyler.
Okay, so someone can hear me.
I can hear.
Thank you. Maybe try exiting out of Teams, closing it, and then hopping back in. Generally speaking, nobody can hear you if it's a problem on your end. Okay. I'm going to keep going. For those of you that left and or might be leaving and coming back, just feel free to do that. Hopefully the problem resolves itself. I know you can't hear me right now. I just remembered, so I don't know why I'm bothering with that. Okay, thanks, Jeffrey, for letting me know that you can hear now. So yeah, it might just be coming in and coming out till it starts to work. Microsoft for you. All right, so I'm going to close this down and keep going. So for starters, thank you for joining. I just wanted to throw out, since this is the first training, that I do have this announcement on Canvas that will show you how you can register for these sessions. I'm sure you all found that, but just as another reminder, if for whatever reason anybody in your school misses the training or says that they wish they could have attended, if they go to that announcement, at the bottom below these links is the link where I'm going to be throwing these recordings. So I am recording this session, and I'm going to be putting all 5 or 4 session recordings in this link. So after I'll probably get this one up tomorrow sometime. So the 14th. Yeah. Okay. So for starters, tips and tricks. The whole point of today is to go over things that I wish I had known in the beginning. And so the first thing that I want to talk about for Canvas is actually your notifications. So if you've started teaching with Canvas, you might have noticed that you've gotten a lot of like emails notifying you that things have been happening in Canvas, like when a student turns in an assignment, all that good stuff. And sometimes it can be a lot if you're teaching a lot of courses. So one way that you can remedy that is in your account area up here in the top left corner. You can click account, and then you will see a button that says notifications. So we click on notifications, and that brings me to an area where I can actually adjust how many notifications I'm getting if I want any. So we've got these emails listed here. The only one it really feeds to is this one for me. If you have 2 on here, it might be good to like do this to both of them. But basically, all these notifications are going to be automatically turned on, which means anytime that it happens, you're going to be getting an announcement in your email letting you know that this particular thing happened. Fortunately, you can either reduce those notifications or totally turn them off. So for starters, I have all my stuff set to weekly summary. So you can see if I hover over it, it's a little calendar thing. And what that does is every Friday afternoon, it sends me a weekly summary of all my notifications. So it's one email, and it lets me know what's going on with that. So for like due dates or grading policy changes, submissions, and all that stuff, all of these are going to come to me in my weekly email. Now, if I click on this, I'm given a few different options for how I can set these notifications. So I've got notify immediately. So anytime I want something to, if I want Canvas to tell me that something happened right away, I will set it to notify immediately. And I do that just by clicking on this little option by my email. So let's say I really want to know if there's due date changes. I can click on that and it will tell me right away. A common thing that people use that for is like submissions. So there's the submissions option, and I won't bore you by going through all of these topics on the side. You can kind
Are
of,
you using Canvas? That's a Canvas training, you know.
Kind of. I mean, I have my syllabus out there and
Oh,
I'll use it. to give
Samia, you do have your
some
mic
rules,
on right now.
oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're okay.
Oh,
Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you can kind of review all these. They're pretty self-explanatory. So like if someone replies in a discussion board or if someone mentions you, so if someone does like @ and then your name to get your attention in a discussion board or something, I have mine turned on automatically, so it will notify me immediately if somebody does that. Whereas if somebody replies to one of my discussion boards, I have it set to a daily summary, which is the same idea as a weekly summary, except it's going to send me one email at the end of the day, letting me know everything that went on in my courses. So that's your daily summary option. So we've got notify immediately when something happens in Canvas. Canvas will email you. We've got daily, where they send you one email at the end of the day to let you know what's going on. We've got weekly, which will give you an email at the end of the week. And then, of course, if you don't care to get the notifications at all, you could just turn them off. So turning off notifications. And so some teachers, if they don't want these notifications in their email, will just go through and turn these all off. Then they'll get nothing from Canvas. I don't necessarily suggest doing that. I would probably, at the very least, leave your announcements on, because I do use announcements in Canvas to communicate with all teachers that use it. So I leave mine on to instant. So anytime a global announcement has popped up, it notifies me via email. I just like to know that it's a communication thing, but it's all up to your preference. You can set these notifications however you want to see, what's going on in your courses. So are there any questions about your notification settings? Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll actually hop into a course. And we'll continue on with some tips and tricks. So let's go into a course. Let's say it is, I don't know, 3 in the morning, and I'm messing around in my Canvas, and I'm really tired, and I accidentally delete something. Let's say it's this entire module right here, and I need it on Monday. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click these 3 dots. It's really hard to delete stuff in Canvas, but it does happen. So it's warning me, are you sure you want to delete this module? Let's say in my sleepy state, I hit OK, and I have just deleted my entire module for my course. Now, you can go through your settings and all that, and it's very hard to find a way to actually get that back. But fortunately, there is a way to do that. So the way to get content back after you have deleted it is to actually come up here to your address bar. And we'll notice that it lists omaha.instructure.com/courses, and then it has your course number right here. Trying to zoom in, but it doesn't let me do that, I don't think, when I'm sharing my screen. But what I'm going to do is right behind my course number here is I'm going to type in undelete. If I could spell it right. So I type in undelete, and then if I hit enter, the undelete button actually brings me to all the stuff that I have deleted. So if I deleted an assignment or a module or anything like that, it'll tell me when I deleted it and give me the option to restore it. So I just deleted one of my modules. Where's that at? Here it is. So I just deleted Welcome to U.S. History for Beginners. I just had to scroll through. I can see when I created it and all that stuff. And I'm just going to hit the restore button here on the side. So I hit restore. And now if I go back to modules, I can see it added my module back. So this is the one I deleted. Now, one thing it'll do is it will add the module back to the bottom because it's treating it like a new one. But all you have to do is come up here to these little dots right here, hover over it, and then you can click and drag your module back up to where it needs to go. So for me, it was on the top. So I come up here and voila, my stuff is back. I just have to make sure it's published. Now, if there's student submissions, I am pretty sure, I'm 95% sure that if you restore it, it does also restore the submissions. So if it's an assignment or something like that, you can still get pretty much all that stuff back. So again, the way to do that is click on the address bar. Usually there will be like a modules right behind it. That's what it'll say, depending on what page you're on. But you just want to delete whatever's behind this course number, and then it's just undelete. I don't know why they don't make that easier or more obvious to get to, but they don't. So, but that's how you can do that. So if you ever delete anything or you hear about a teacher deleting something in your building, just let them know that undelete button, and then they can find everything that they have restored. I see secret menu hacks. That's absolutely right. I wish I could remember it, but there's actually a hidden game somewhere in Canvas. I cannot remember where it is, but I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it. It's like some space flight fighter game that you can find by clicking some buttons. So yeah, that will help you restore all your information and you can see everything that has been deleted. So does anybody have any questions about that before we move to the next topic?
Tyler, can I swap modules between classes?
I'm sorry?
Can I swap modules between classes? Like one module, I don't want it in this class, I want to take it to a different class.
Yes, you can do that. So I can show that real quick. It's kind of related to the next thing I was going to show. So when you're in your modules page, I'll discuss that first. You can actually come over here and all your settings for each module is going to be in this top right corner in these dots. So if I click here, what I can do is I can do send to and then search for my course I want to send it to. So I got to think of a course to send it to. I don't have active courses, so that's harder to do. Let's say I want to send it to Canvas Connectors Hub. Let's do that. So I click these three dots and I can do send to. Why are you not showing up? It might be that I have no students in it, but that's how you do it. So you send one module to another class by doing send to and typing it in. You can also do copy to. So what copy to does is it gets you can search for your course and send a copy of that module to it. So hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you.
Yep. The other thing you can do that's actually related to that. So I always tell teachers when you first get started in Canvas, it's a lot of, I won't say it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of setup to like get things ready for your course. Now we know that it all kind of pays for itself later on down the road because you can just copy everything over into your courses next year. But in the meantime, it does take a while to get some of this stuff set up. So what I always tell teachers is, find people that teach a similar content as you and divvy up the work. You don't have to build a module for every unit if you know another teacher teaching your subject. And one of the ways that you can share that content between each other very nicely is by coming to these three dots, and it's that same send to button that I used before. So if I do send to, I can type in the name of somebody. Let's say it works for names and courses. Let's say I'm going to send it to my coworker. Actually, I won't bother him. I'll send it to Jackie. She's no longer here, but she still has an account in Canvas, and I've hijacked it for experimentation purposes. So I type in her name, and then what I can do is I can hit send. So what that does is it sends a copy of this module over to that other teacher. I can also just do that with individual pages and assignments. So let's say you made a test that you want to share with them. You can hit this three dots, and it's the same process. So three dots and then send to, type in their name. Once they get that content, if you come up here to the account area, you'll notice that one of the options under account is shared content. And this is where it pops up. So let me click this to turn back on the notification. What that teacher will see when you share something with them is if they click on account, there's supposed to be a little notification thing up here. I don't know why it's not doing it right now, but it might be because it was already shared with me. But they get a little notification, and it also sends them an email letting them know that a teacher has shared something with them. So I've had a couple teachers share resources with me, which is cool, like this graphic organizer assignment and this discussion topic. And so when they go into their shared content area, what they can do is click these three dots over to the side. The key to Canvas is kind of those three dots, if you haven't noticed. Click those three dots for actions, and then you can import it. So let's say I want to send that to my course. So I'm going to do secondary. What's my example course name here? Example class, secondary. So if I want to send that over and click on the three dots, type in the name of it, and you could just copy and paste it as well. And then it even gives you the option to what module you want to put it in. So this is an assignment. Let's say I just want to put it in my testing area button or my testing area module. So I can click on that. I can decide whether it's going to go at the top or bottom of the module. I can always change it later if I want, but I hit import. And what that does is it gives me a copy of that assignment. So this is a really quick, easy way to share assignments, pages, modules, quizzes, all that stuff. If you want to divvy it up with someone, find someone to divvy it up with, and then you can do that. And then you don't have to do what I used to have to do. So like when I was in the classroom, we didn't have Canvas. I had a teacher that taught the same subject as me at Buffett, which was like halfway across town from my school. So we'd meet awkwardly in the parking lot, like after dark during the winter, you know, because it gets dark early, and swap giant binders full of lesson plans and lab forms and stuff, because we divvy up the work. Well, we wouldn't have to do that and draw attention to ourselves anymore. Now we could just, yeah, not a drug deal. Now we could just, you know, trade it online very quickly and easily. So, yeah. So, and then once they get that content, it just pops up in their modules. So, if I go to my modules, I'll go to where I put it. And there's my graphic organizer assignment that a teacher shared with me. So I can click on it. And then, of course, this is just a copy. So what I can do is I can hit edit and I can personalize it to my stuff. So it's not like if you change it here, it's going to change it for them. It's just a copy of the assignment. So real nice, real easy sharing content with each other. Questions before I go on to the next topic? Okay. So next topic. This one is one that I find a lot of people don't know about, but it's really cool. So this is something that you can do. to add a button, a customized button over here to the side of Canvas. So let's say that you have like a website you use all the time and you just want your students to be able to click over here to get to it. What you can do is you can go down here to Settings. So I go to Settings. I'm going to come over here to Apps. Now, I did see in the questions for today from somebody that was going to attend, can we install apps in our Canvas course? The answer to that is no, unfortunately. You can talk to the help desk and they might be able to help you. But there is one that you can do yourself, and that is going to be the redirect tool. So if I type in redirect, I'm going to see this little blue arrow. And what this does is it's not really adding an app to my course. But if I hit add app here, it's going to give me the option to add my own link to something. So let's say I just want youtube.com. Let's say I use YouTube all the time, or this fake link is my textbook tool, or maybe I do a lot of my lessons out of Nearpod, or I want to add a link to a OneNote notebook, something like that, anything you want. You can post the link to that resource here. And I'm going to rename redirect tool to whatever I want to call it. So it could be digital textbook, for example. And then I like to click this off because I like when it opens right in the page on Canvas. Basically, it's just to open in a new tab. But the other thing you can do is show in course navigation. And what that's going to do is it's going to add it to your navigation over here to the side. So now I will hit add app. And if I refresh my page, I can see I now have digital textbook listed down here. If I want to move it, I'm still in the settings area. I can go to sections up here at the top. Oops, sorry, navigation up here at the top. And if I want to get rid of something, I just drag it down here. I click and drag. If I want to add something, I click and drag up to add it there. So let's say I wanted rubrics, I could add that there, but I'm not going to do that. I'll get rid of that. But I also want to reorder these for my students. So I'll do digital textbook, and I'm going to move, I'm going to move that up right here underneath my modules. And then I'm going to come down here and hit save. What that does is it gives me this button over here. So when students click on it, that's a bad example. Some websites don't let you do this, and I think I picked one of the few that don't. Let's go back to settings and try another one. Let's say bbc.com. That's usually pretty safe. And I don't know why I keep going to that. Feature options, no apps. Integration. Whoops. Give it a name, put in the link. I promise this works 95% of the time. Just so that doesn't happen again, I'm going to let it open in a new window. Okay, so I'll refresh. All right, now I click on it, and it's going to let me open it in a URL. Sometimes, if I would have clicked off the button to open a new tab, sometimes it'll just open right in here. But it's kind of important to test it. But then it just gives the students a quick access link over here on the side so that they can get to other resources that you're using quickly and easily. Questions about the redirect tool before I show you the last thing for today?
Tyler, can we, for example, like resources like Nocella or CK12? I saw CK12 in one of the apps there. So can we use that to like
You'll
have
You'll have to talk to your curriculum supervisor. There's a lot of stuff in that menu that's just there automatically that we don't have turned on. And the reason some of them aren't turned on is because they cost extra money to use, or maybe the TLC has decided they don't want to use it. If you ever see anything in the navigation that you might want to use, I'd talk to your curriculum supervisor and find out if you can. If you can, then you can contact the help desk and they can help you get it set up.
Okay,
My purpose was just to show the redirect tool because that is something you can control.
okay.
So you can, send them to any kind of thing. I've seen teachers use it for OneNote. They don't like the built-in class notebook tool in Canvas, so they'll add a link to their OneNote notebook. Additionally, I have myself used it for my stream channel where I contain all my Canvas training videos. So it has its uses.
Okay,
Yep, no problem. Any other questions for the final topic? Make sure no hands have popped up. Okay. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to show you for tips and tricks. If I come into modules and I go to a page, there's something really cool you can do called embedding. And you can embed a whole variety of different things. And what embedding does is it basically adds a view on a Canvas page that students don't have to click out of to see it. Sorry, I got a weird cough. And I don't have any water near me. So what I can do is, let's say I've created a page. We'll click here on this random page. It's empty. If I hit edit up at the top, one of the options, if I click these three dots, so again, running trend, it's always the three dots, they're the answer. At the very end of the list here, there is an option that allows you to embed. It looks like a cloud with like little less and minus symbols. And if I click on this, it gives me the ability to paste an embed code. And I'll show you what that means. So let's say this is my course and I want students to watch a YouTube video. I have no idea what this is. Let's use it though.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to
Canvas Quiz Magic Chat GTP integration tutorial. If I hit share on a YouTube video, it'll give me a variety of options, and one of those options is going to be embed. So if I click embed, it gives me this link here. I apologize. And I can copy this. And then if I go back to Canvas, I can paste it. So I just copied that link from the embed link, put it into Canvas. I think you guys are seeing my voice go in real time. I been talking all day. If I hit submit, it then pulls up the video directly into my page. So I'll hit save. And then when students go to the page, they can just click and see the video.
everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to show you something really interesting. Now you know that
I apologize. I'm going to go grab my water bottle real quick. Okay, I'm back. So, and a little better. So,
you can
if I
use
hit play,
ChatGPT
it
to
embeds the
generate
video.
quiz
Now, people always
questions.
ask me, will this work if YouTube's blocked? Sometimes. So usually I'll tell teachers if YouTube is blocked, it kind of depends what your firewall settings are. But I've had some teachers at some buildings that they are able to embed YouTube videos and their students can watch them on their iPads. I've had some schools where it doesn't work, unfortunately. But yeah, you can test it out and see how it works for you. But it's not just YouTube videos that you can embed, which is why this is an important tool. Yeah, 60% of the time it works every time. But But there's other things you can do with this embed tool. So for example, PowerPoint is a very popular thing to embed. If I go to like my OneDrive here and I click on a PowerPoint, up here where it says File, I know, sorry, I was clicking a little fast there, but you got your PowerPoint. Let's say you've opened it up in OneDrive and you go to File. There's actually the share button down here. If I click on this, one of the options is an embed link. So if I click on embed, it'll say that the embed code's down here. So I just have to copy and paste that. So I click on it and copy it. It's just a special link, really. And I go back to my course, I can hit edit. Same process as before. I click these three dots. I've got the cloud with the little bars, and I can paste my embed code in here. So I hit submit, and that adds a copy of my PowerPoint right on the page. There it goes. So what that looks like is if I hit save, my students will come in and they'll see this special link for my PowerPoint. And they can click this little button down here to full screen it or to open it in PowerPoint, I guess. Or they can download a copy, all sorts of stuff like that. And they can also flip through the slides. So flipping through it, there it goes. Ooh, there's me. Okay, so that's embedding for you. Okay, so that is your tips and tricks for today. Hopefully some of that information was useful. Do you have any other questions before I let you go? Okay, well, don't let this training be the end for you. You know, you can always reach out to me via email or you can call me on Teams, and I'm happy to meet with you and answer specific questions that you have. Next week, we'll be going into how to build pages, assignments, things like that. So you can check out that topic if you're interested. And again, I will have this recording posted sometime tomorrow at that link at the bottom of the global announcements page. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you for attending. I'm sorry my voice gave out on me and that I had some tech issues, but what else is new with my trainings? So
Thank you, Tyler.
yep, thank you. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording.